Hello, are we on? I was having technical difficulties earlier, so let me make sure I'm on and you can hear me. It would not go through. Give me 1 second. All right, looks like we are.
Are we on?
All right, looks like we're live. Okay, hey everybody. Listen, are you tired of being in debt? Tired of feeling like, you know what, this is just never going to end? In this video, I'm going to talk to you about why being debt free is the new rich. Listen, being debt free is the new rich. So, listen, I'm your girl, Saran, and tonight we are going to talk a little bit about this dirty little money secret that nobody seems to be talking about, at least not to this level, right? We all see folks talking about, how to get rich, how to do this, how to do that. But what about if you just don't have debt? How much money would you already have to keep, right? And when I mean no debt, I mean no debt. And I got some notes because I got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. So think about this. The average household is carrying mortgage debt, car loan debt, student loan debt, credit card loan debt, other types of debt. Some people some people, I hope it's not you, girl, but some people are taking these payday loan debt. Some people have loans on their business credit. They're doing all kinds of things to make ends meet or to change things up. But what if you just didn't have debt and all the money you brought in was yours to live off of? Wouldn't that change your life? I mean, I know it would change a lot of lives, right? So let's talk about some facts, right? Recently, the New York Federal Reserve put out a study and they talked about the amount of debt that is currently in the economy, right? So right now, I'm going to give you the exact numbers. The major debt, and this is just consumer debt in the United States, is $15.84 trillion in debt. That's a lot of debt. Of that debt, 4.12 trillion is credit card debt. Student loan debt is around $1.5 trillion. So let's put a trillion into perspective. And I often talk about this on some of my webinars, right? What is $1 trillion? Like, how do you quantify $1 trillion? And let me just, and when I say this, you're going to be like, what? If I gave you $1 trillion and you spent $1 million a day for the rest of your life, you could still never spend $1 trillion. Why? One, you're going to have to hold it somewhere in some type of bank. And even if it's getting less than 1%, you're still going to get compound interest and you're going to get money building up on that money, right? If you had $1 trillion, it would take you about 2,500 years to spend it all. Right? That's way more than 10 generations, right? That's the whole, the whole world, right? The whole cycle of time it will take you to spend $1 trillion. And we owe 15 trillion of it in debt. We've borrowed that much. So in no lifetime is it set up for most American households to be out of debt. That's why debt free is the new rich, because think about that money, right? Now, often on some of my other lives, I know you may have joined me. I talk about the student loan debt crisis and how tough it is to get out of that debt. And I know we're all expecting good old Uncle Joe to give us some loan forgiveness. Well, guess what? Don't get too excited because he's only talking about $10,000, and that's consistently been the talk since he started talking about it. So even if you do get it, if you have more than $10,000 in student loan debt, that's all you're going to be relieved. Now, don't get me wrong. Take your $10,000 off. Get that $10,000 off. But get into some other programs. Get into the loan forgiveness program if you work for local government or nonprofit or some qualifying organization. Get into a special repayment plan that'll lower the payments, that'll give you some relief. And then get into other financial programs that give you the ability to figure out a way to speed it up with those lower payments. There's layers, there's levels to this, as they say, right? So, but when you start talking about consumer debt is debt that let's just say it may or may not have necessarily been beneficial, right? Because when you look at student loan debt, it's like, I got a degree, or I got 2 degrees, or I got 3 degrees, or whatever your education was, or a certificate, or well, some people dropped out and still have student loans, but that's another story. But you still attempted to get a degree, right? Something that was going to help you to be better in the long run, right? But really, really think about it. I think so many of us get caught up in the story of, oh, I want to be rich. I want to be a millionaire. I want to be a billionaire. I want to be this. I want to be that. But really define what a rich life is for yourself. You know, if you take a second, write yourself this note and really think about this. What would a wealthy life really look like for me? What would it really look like? Because everybody's picture of a wealthy life would be different. You know, think about it. So for some people, it's the American dream. I have a husband. I have 2.5 kids. I have a house, a car. It's all the perfect American dream. That's wealthy to some people, right? To some people, it's like, you know what? I just want to be able to jump on a plane whenever I want and go wherever I want for however long I want to, and then come back. And I have the flexibility in my job or my business to be able to do that, you know, and it's not a big thing, you know, it's not a financial thing. Or some people want, you know, some people want a winter house. I just want to go winter where it's 70 degrees versus where it's going to probably be 10 for some people who live in colder climates. I mean, I'm in Maryland. It gets cold here in the winter, but it'd be nice to enjoy January at 70 degrees. So think about what does that mean? Or does it just mean boatloads of cash? Does it mean shopping sprees on Rodeo Drive and going to all the high-end stores? What does a wealthy life look like for you? Right? Okay. Jonte says she needs a driver and a chef. I like that. I'm gonna add that to my wealthy life list too. But really think about it, because I think that a lot of us, we get mixed up into what the, you know, as they say, the Joneses say is the life that they want, or the lifestyle that they want. And the thing is what do you want? What do you want? You know, how do you want to define that? Are you someone who's super family oriented and you say, you know what, I just want to be able to pay for a vacation for my whole family to come to a really nice house for a week once a year? We can do it all together, you know, get one of those nice houses that have 15 bedrooms, and you want to be able to say, look, I paid for it. Everybody just show up. What is it? Because that could be what a rich life is for you. But I don't think we often take the time to define that, because what Instagram's showing us, what Facebook's showing us, what the real life of whoever on TV now is showing us. And we think, oh, that's what rich is. That's what I should be. No, you should be whatever your kind of rich is. And that's what's important. And that's what I talk to my clients about. We're not talking about other people's goals. Or what do you want? And I think a lot of us, we have a hard time with deciding what we want, because we're so busy looking at what everybody else is showing us that we should have, or what they have. And we think maybe I should have that. But let's get clear about it, right? For me, at the end of the day, the most simplest thing for me when I talk about having a rich life is just having the resources that I want and I need when I want and need them, and how I want and need them. Just as simple as that. Everybody is not as simple as that. You know, so here's some things to think about when we start talking about how do I, you know, debt free. How do I start to live a debt free life? You know, Sharon, I got $10,000 in credit cards, plus I got $50,000 in college loans, plus I still have my mortgage, plus I have a car note, right? Well, let's talk a little bit about some things we can do, right? So I got a couple things. I wrote notes like I did last week so I can say stuff. Really start to think about, you know, putting together a budget. There's that dirty word, budget. Nobody likes to hear that word. How many of you like the word budget? Say yes or no, right? But the whole purpose of it is really just look at it as a spending plan. It's no more or no less than that. It's not, let me get my little facial spray out. I had to spray some mist because my allergies are kicking my butt. But it's no more than just a plan. Look at it more of a plan for your money versus a restraint. You know, if you're bringing in $1,000, and I'm using very simple numbers because I'm doing it on live video, right? If you bring in $1,000 and you don't realize you're putting out somehow $1,500 because you're using the $1,000 plus $500 on the credit card, then how will you know where you need to start thinking about maybe doing something a little bit different, right? And that's why the budget is important. The next thing is get into a program. Get with a financial professional like myself. I have several colleagues. I know I'm live on the Millionaire Ladies Mob page too. Hi. And the thing is that think about getting with, one of us so we can put together a program and give you a roadmap to do it, because it's not just about debt elimination. It's about debt elimination and cash accumulation. So putting together a plan where you're going to be bringing the debt down and increasing the money that you have saved and invested or put into strategic accounts. So that way you have a balance. So you're not losing. So it's not like I just paid everything off and I have $0 and I have an empty credit card. And what am I going to do? Until my next paycheck, I guess I'll use this credit card. Right. And that's kind of how we end up in the cycle. Right. So getting you out of the cycle. That's why we have to accumulate the cash too. Right. That's one of the important things. And we show people in detail how to do that. It's the debt elimination or the debt snowball with cash accumulation. And most people don't do that or know how to show you how to do that type of plan, right? So think about that. And the big thing is I don't care where you are in that journey. It's never too late to start now. Start where you are. If you don't start, how will you ever get to a finish line? It's like saying you want to go to New York, but you never buy a ticket to get on the bus or the train or gas up the car and start driving in that direction. How are you going to get there? You got to have some type of idea how you're going to get there, right? And the good thing is about a budget. And I think I'll drop a free budget tool. It's a simple Excel spreadsheet. But the good thing is that like nowadays we have so many ways to do it. You can use a bazillion different apps to give us an idea what we're doing. One of the cool ones, and I think it's still free, is mint.com. And it'll link to your accounts and pull everything in to give you an idea where you're spending your money. I know personally I have done it many, many times. And sometimes I look at it and I yelled at myself and said, I'm never going back to Chick-fil-A again. Because I looked and saw I spent like $500 or $600 for the year there, right? And I was like, I'm never going back. Well, no, I didn't never go back. But what I did was say, you can't go back there. You can't go there every week. You can't go there 3 or 4 times a week. You can only go once a month, if that, to cut back on that. And it's not that healthy for you, even though it's chicken. Don't think that just because it's chicken, it's all good. But the other thing is there's no magic solution to that. And a lot of times when I talk to people and I consult with them, they want there to be just a magic wand. Well, yes, I'm going to give you a certain level of comfort and we're going to talk about it and I'll be here for you through the process. But a lot of the work you have to do, because a lot of us get into debt because of emotional spending. And I'm not a psychologist, so I don't do the psychological work with you, but I can recommend that you spend some time thinking about why you're spending the money a certain way, why you need 15 of the same spoon in your kitchen. I mean, just thinking about it just is overwhelming, and a lot of times, and I see that, many of us beautiful Black women are now embracing what they call minimalism, right? And everyone can define minimalism for themselves to determine what is the exact amount of this that I need, And it's a very interesting journey. I went through it earlier this year, and I see you relevant TV. I spend thousands at Bigelow's. Well, maybe you should start buying the clams and frying them at home and the shrimp. But I've been to Bigelow, so I get it. But thinking about, adjusting some of those thoughts. But sometimes the emotion of, oh, I deserve this, or I worked so hard, or I did this, or I did that, and I should treat myself. I'm here to tell you, sometimes you just need to suck it up, buttercup, and keep moving. Sometimes it's too soon to reward yourself because you haven't really gotten to the goal. And we're spending money to celebrate when we need to find some free ways to celebrate, especially if we're on a financial journey. Sorry to break it to you like that, but since sometimes we got to cut back on the celebration until we get to the goal. People often ask me, oh, what about my credit? Pay your bills off. You'll have great credit. I mean, pay them. I mean, there's a strategic way to do it, but pay them. If you pay the people, your credit score will go up. And if you don't have any late payments, then pay your balances down to 20 to 30% or to zero, and your score will go through the roof. It's simple. Pay your bills, pay the debt, right? But then some of you are probably like, what about if I don't have the money to pay it? Well, here's the sad truth. You're busy, you're tired, you're probably doing different things. You might need a new job that pays you more. You might need a side hustle that is going to pay you more than your full-time job, and then maybe replace it at some point. You might need another side hustle. But here's the thing. Most people who are financially rich have more than one stream of income. They're not just counting on their work, their full-time job. And I am not against a full-time job, so let's get that very clear. But if it's not meeting your financial needs, then you need another plan. You either need to start applying for a promotion or better pay, or you need to figure out a way to make some more money outside of work and work out your schedule. And I know you're busy, right? But guess what? There are people who get up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning so that they have 18 hours in the day to do whatever they need versus someone who is only using 12 hours in the day. But that's something that you have to decide that you want, or to commit to get to another level, or to do more for yourself and your family, right? And you may only have to do it for a short time, because again, we're talking about debt-free being new rich, because when you have less debt, it frees you up for whatever, because when you have debt, you could be stressed. And the stress can lead to health issues, and the health issues could lead to more problems. And then you're more stressed because you had the health issue. And these are all the things that start to pile up. And then now, what that stress for having the debt to try to figure out how to pay it that caused the health issue. Now the health issue caused you not to be able to work. Now you're in more debt. So let's get a little bit more focused. I know that was a real fast circle, but it happens. It happens more often than you know. We get so stressed trying to pay debt, and then we find these ways to soothe ourselves with rewards and different things. When really, if we just figure out a way to pay the debt down or get rid of it, then we won't have that stress. And I know I'm oversimplifying it, so do not get it twisted. I know I'm oversimplifying it, but let's just do it. Money, they say money can't buy you happiness, but debt sure causes some misery, right? So the thing is to think about it a little bit smarter, thinking about it in a way that is more beneficial. I mean, you may want to take time to do certain things, but the thing is to stay focused and stay motivated on what your goal is. And of course, you can always set up a time with me at saran10k.com for just a quick free consultation. This is what I'm here to do, to help you take a look at it so I can look at it from a different perspective. Don't be afraid to get help. Don't be like some people. I'll say, don't be like me and try to lose 20 pounds before you go see your personal trainer. Just go back to the personal trainer, or just go to the financial person, right? Guilty, have done it before, so I know the madness. So let's just get out here and do it, right? Just thinking about it, I talked about doing other things, but even if you're not debt free and you're striving to be a millionaire or be the first millionaire in your family, think about this. And you've heard this before. I'm not saying anything new. Most millionaires have at least 7 streams of income. Well, today it's easy to have 7 streams of income. Why? Because you can start building a YouTube channel. You can start doing all kinds of viral things. You can do your business. You can do affiliate marketing. You can try to figure out how to be an Amazon reseller. You can figure out how to transcribe text into voice or into audio. I mean, you name it. There's no shortage of ways to make money. You just have to do it. That's the hard part, is taking it and doing it and figuring it out, right? And as a matter of fact, I even train people to do what I do where you can make money. So again, lots of ways to make money, right? The other thing is, if you don't already have an emergency savings, try to do that like immediately, like yesterday. I don't care if you got to do it 10, 20, 50, $100 at a time. Do it, because that'll keep you from using the credit cards while you go through this debt elimination process. And again, you don't have to go alone. That's what I'm here for. And that's what, I have other colleagues who are available that they will be able to help you too. And then the thing is that try to set up ways to avoid temptation. One of the coolest things I found was recently was I go out of my house every day and I go and work somewhere else and I go lots of different places. But what I try to do is I cook on Sunday no matter what. I cook breakfast, lunch, and dinner on Sunday for the week for 7 days. Why? Because I don't want to be in a position where I'm out and I'm hungry or I'm forced to buy food out. So now there are times when I'm out and I have my food with me, but I just don't want that for whatever reason. And I may do something different, but 90% of the time, 95% of the time, I'm eating exactly what I made on Sunday for the rest of the week. Now, if you visit me in between Sunday and the next Sunday, you might get some of what I made on Sunday if you're hungry, right? But the thing is that you got to have a plan, and having a habit of doing those things will go a long way, because I don't even have a cost to spend out for lunch most of the time. I may spend $50 a month out eating lunch during the regular business week. But if it's a social time, that whole social budget is a whole other deal. That social line item, it's set up for however it's set up. But don't be afraid to move forward, right? Because a lot of times we stay broke because we just don't have enough education and enough knowledge to help get us out of where we are. The same thinking that got you where you are won't get you out of where you are. So you need different thinking, and that's why you need to talk to someone else. Now, again, don't be afraid to ask for help. That's what I'm here for. But that's all I have. So really take a look at, how being debt free could be your new rich. Because if you did not have to pay a mortgage every month, a car note every month, or credit cards every month, how much money would you have? And that's my co-star right here, Paul. He's in every video, and that's him in the background making noise. But how much money would that mean for you? Would that mean an extra $2,500 a month available for you to save, invest, and do other things with? Or would it mean 3,000? Would it mean 5,000? What would it mean to not have those expenses? That's where we need to have the conversation, because we can get those funds redirected so that they can accumulate, and you can have a beautiful retirement plan set up for yourself. So again, I'm your girl Saran. You can reach me at saran10k.com. I'm here every Monday at 8:30. And I usually stay for about 30 minutes. I try not to talk too long, but I'm here to help. So this is what we do. Now, I got you covered. Feel free to follow me. Join me on YouTube at Saran Baker. And you'll get more information there too. There's lots of videos out there. I've been posting them up, and I got some more to post this week. But it was great talking to you ladies tonight. Bye. Now, if I can find the end button.